Let's see, we got some milk, whatever this is, some purple stuff. Wait, what's this? I know what this is. This is that Shaq soda. Oh man, look how the light reflects off of it, and how big it is, and who can forget that taste? I guess I could just have the one. Did it?
You got something to say to me?
Oh God! Wait, how are you even talking?
I'm just a groovy voice inside your head. You're just imagining me.
Well, if you're just a voice inside my head, then we're not really having this conversation then, right?
No, you're just talking to a cat with a face on it.
Huh, that sounds about right.
Hey, where you going? No, come back. Oh hell no. Oh, you come back here. You ain't going no play no Mega Man X.
Okay, you know what? I think I get it. Is this supposed to be like the Christmas tale? Where like a Shaq soda can visits me for like the past, the present, and the future to teach me my wrongdoings?
No. But, that would have been a really good idea. Here.
Shaq Fu? What do you want me to do with Shaq Fu?
Well, Mac, it's very simple. I want you to make a video on it.
But this game is notoriously awful. Everyone talks about how shit it is. You want me to play this for a video?
Mac, I don't just want you to play it. I want you to love it.
You know what? Fuck you, Shaq. I'm not playing your shitty ass game.
You talking smack to Shaq? Don't make me cut a bitch.
You know what? You're right. I'm totally gonna play this game now. Alright, where do I even begin? Oh yeah, disclaimer, this game is hard! I played for maybe about 3 hours and only won once. Once. Fucking once! I was for sure that this game was Shaq's answer to Space Jam, but I was surprised to discover that Shaq Fu actually came first in 1994, whereas Space Jam was released in 1996. Crazy! Also, 1994 was apparently the breakout year for shitty sports games, with games like Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City, Barkley Shut Up and Jam, Slam City with Scottie Pippen, and of course Shaq Fu. Anyway, the first thing you hear when you boot up the game is what can only be described as a kung fu orgasm. No, seriously, listen. Oh, my ear holes! Why are you screeching at me, game? Another thing to note is that this game is brought to us by the lovely people at Delphine Software International, which brought us such great hits as Another World and 14 other games you've probably never heard of. So let's get to the meat and potatoes then. You have a few choices when you start up Shaq Fu, those being story, duel, and tournament. Being the fighting game master that I am, I decided screw it, let's just start with story mode. The last thing I expected out of this game was an actual story. What I expected to be a progression of fights for no reason actually ended up being a story about Shaq going sightseeing around Tokyo before his big all-star game, when all of a sudden he decides, you know what, I have just enough time to go check out this Kung Fu dojo for no apparent reason. And before I go on, how could I possibly ignore the blatant Pepsi advertisement in the background? You couldn't have been a little more subtle with that? I'm feeling a little thirsty, hold on just a second, I'm sorry. That's a lot better. Inside the dojo, Shaq meets Master Roshi, I mean Mr. Miyagi, I mean Jackie Chan, I mean a nameless old man. The old man immediately lays the news on Shaq that he is the one from the stars, which Shaq naturally replies saying, I am an all-star if that's what you're saying, we have a game tonight. Would you like to come? It's going to be a battle, even though it is for charity. Shaq then finds out that he must save the child Nezu from forces coming from the second world, and before Shaq has time to politely decline, the old man is saying, nope, come on, through the portal with you, you have no choice. Next thing you know, the game informs you that Shaq enters the second world. The second world that the game refers to is the overworld that Shaq traverses in order to progress the game. Each section of the overworld houses several characters who Shaq must defeat in order to advance. Once Shaq defeats the first 3 opponents, a bridge is added to the overworld screen that takes you to the other fights. Not that I would know, seeing as I couldn't defeat the first 3 fights since this game is impossible. It's literally the hardest fighting game I've ever played in my life, and trust me, I understand that's a tall order. I know what you're thinking, Mike, stop being such a scrub, fighting games are easy and Shaq Fu can't be that terrible, but it is. The fighting mechanics are pretty straightforward. A is fast kick, B is power kick, X and Y are fast and power kick variants of punching. L plus forward or away is a move booster, though the L button commands are so wonky that they almost never work. R is a taunt that does literally nothing except for waste precious time that you could be getting your face punched in, thus ending the madness sooner and making you think, man, maybe I should play a game that doesn't feed off of the tears of players as they're helplessly pummeled into submission. I died a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean it. It appears that in a game named Shaq Fu is the worst character available. Believe me, I tried playing as some of the other characters and saw better results. So I went into my first match, and apparently each character has a signature conversation with Shaq. Shaq says something snarky, and the enemy replies back by saying something that I can only imagine was written by a team of writers who, when insulted during their youth, would retort back with, "Oh yeah? Well, your face is dumb." I'm not even making this shit up. The first one I saw was between Shaq and Raja. In this quick pre-match dialogue, Shaq says, "Be careful, Prince, you might hurt yourself with those swords," to which Raja replies back, "My swords will make you think twice about that comment." Okay then, whatever. This match, like every other match in this game, involved Raja spamming his range attack on me, which is overpowered enough, and then in that split second of recoil time, jumping at me and close range attacking me, despite me throwing attacks back. Is it just me, or does it seem like he's doing a lot more damage to me than I am to him? Almost every time I fought Raja, he beat me before I could even take out half of his health. Actually, let me rephrase that. After every time I fought any character, they beat me before I could even take out half of their health. This continued on and on and on until I finally thought to myself, geez Mike, maybe you're missing something. So I decided to go do some investigating of my own, only to find out that the only way to defeat each character is to basically struggle until you defeat them, or the timer runs out while you have slightly more health. I shit you not, the top-rated SNES Shaq Fu video on YouTube is of a guy barely beating each fighter, and in the description he wrote, "Now I question how the hell I completed this game back in the 90s. I also found a site that is dedicated to getting rid of all Shaq Fu cartridges in existence, and I'm not even kidding when I say that I legitimately searched for this site, and it was the first website after Wikipedia's Shaq Fu page. I don't know who paid out the wazoo for this one, folks, but the website I'm talking about is none other than ShaqFu.com. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is some kind of marketing strategy to convince consumers to buy a copy of Shaq Fu just to see how garbage it is, but whoever put this site together put some real effort into creating it. You can read their commission statement, view pictures of what they call the Liberation, and even view some other goodies like the character roster, their declaration of opposition against Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn, and even watch some fan videos, my personal favorite being Shaq Fu Destruction via Axe Flamethrower. After much soul searching and internet procrastination, I thought to myself, hey, maybe I can actually beat this game if I just spam attacks, and after like 20 deaths, I finally beat one of the characters. One time. Out of 3 times. Which means I still lost in the end, so who gives a fuck? So anyways, after the abomination known as story mode, you also have duel mode, which lets you pick your fighter and puts you head to head against another player or CPU, which we both know will play out exactly like story mode. There's not really anything to say about this mode though. It doesn't really offer any replayability after you see how shitty most of the other characters play. It was around this time that I discovered that you can change the CPU difficulty, which I had at normal the whole time. I usually play on normal since playing on hard is for no fun tryhards, but I thought I'd give easy a go. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, it might be possible that easy is even harder than normal, seeing as I did less damage than before. Either that or Kaori is the most bullshit character in the game. Anyways, I struggled through all of the characters, and who would have thought all but 2 are awful? The only good characters I could find were Mephis, who has a good ranged slashing move, and Raja, who has a bunch of overpowered attacks that can be used in succession, and I still lost when I played as Raja, though I managed to win 1 match as Mephis before promptly getting my shit kicked in by Kaori again. I decided to cheat and use this time to find out some of Shaq's attacks, and guess what? Still couldn't figure any of them out! Do these attacks exist? I know I'm not seeing things, the game tells you a combo for your character after you loses them. Why don't any of these work? Yo man, I just can't do it anymore. I'd rather be murdered by a can of soda than play more Shaq Fu.
Shaq gonna have to cut a bitch.
I'm doing this for America.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Sorry I wasn't in it. I was the person that had a camera. But be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and are we gonna have the Patreon set up by now? Maybe go to Patreon and support dumb videos like this. But thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to tweet it at Shaq. We'll have his Twitter in the description below. And yeah, thanks for watching. And thanks Mike for writing it.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Mike help! Mike help!